Mhm. Alrighty now. I see we are live and in person right now. So as you wake up this morning, the temperature outside in the capital city is 47 degrees. Robert Charles told me always give the weather. It is 47 degrees outside this morning. Winds north to northwest at 1 mile per hour. Not much at all. Partly cloudy are what the skies say right now. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty. But for today, that's right, there's a 14% chance of precipitation. Mostly cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy in the afternoon. A high today of 73 degrees. A heat wave is on the way. The wind's light and variable. Tonight, it is going to be clear and partly cloudy. Areas are patchy fog, so drive careful out there tonight. Low around 49 degrees, winds light and variable. And then on tomorrow, according to what the weatherman says here, it's going to be partly cloudy tomorrow. That's what they say. Okay, to mostly cloudy. High around 73 degrees. Wind southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Precipitation only a 14% chance today. Pollen none. Air quality is moderate. And the UV index, well, it's moderate because there's going to be some clouds in the sky. So therefore, the sun won't be totally down on you today. All right. So good morning. How's everybody doing? I'm doing okay myself. As a matter of fact, it is a great day, an outstanding day to be alive. We call this decisions because everything we do requires us to make one. And even when we don't make one, well, we just kind of made one. So you can't get around it. I mean, you got to go with what you decide. Okay, just make sure those decisions are what's best for you. Good morning to you. Let's have a let's have a great conversation today. We change the world in history right here where we're from. It's new beginning to you and me, cause we're not done. In our city, in our city, in our city, we're not done. I appreciate that. good morning, and good morning again. It is one more day, one more day that we are above the ground and the ground's not above us. I would say that's a lot to be thankful for this morning. Hope you went to church yesterday. Somebody's church. I don't know which one you went to, but I'm sure you went to. Good morning to you. Now when the clock says it's 7:11 in the morning, this Monday morning, it's a great day, fantastic day to be alive. Next up, it is our daily bread. A word from on high, something that'll change your perspective or at least give you a different one. Either way, either way, it's good for the soul. And I know I know some of the things that's on people's mind this morning, and you're going to be surprised at my position on this one. Okay, but I know you trust me. One thing I cannot stand is hypocrisy. I don't like it. Don't do what I do, just do what I say do. Oh, so we can talk about everybody, but everybody can't talk about us. Okay, you'll never make a talk show host. Okay, because people talk about you even just for exercise. Okay, but anyway, we'll get to that and all that stuff. The hypocrisy around Donald Trump. You guys got some disease going your head. Anyway, we'll be back right after our daily bread. Good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine.
Through valleys deep and mountains high, your faith a beacon in the sky. Every trial with lessons wrapped tight in.
Lord, help us invest in relationships with the people you've placed around us. Hi again, and thanks for joining us for today's encouragement from the Our Daily Bread devotional. Our reading is titled Nearby Neighbors, and it was written by Kirsten Holmberg. Our neighborhood, like many others, uses a website to help neighbors connect immediately with those surrounding them. In my community, members warn one another of mountain lion sightings and wildfire evacuation orders, as well as supply one another with childcare when the need arises. It has even proven to be a resource for locating runaway pets. By leveraging the power of the internet, those living near one another are connecting again in ways that are often lost in today's fast-paced world. Being in relationship with those who live nearby was also important long ago in the days of King Solomon. While family relationships are truly important and can be a source of great support, Solomon in Proverbs 27 indicates that the role of a friend is vital, especially when disaster strikes. Relatives might care deeply for their family members and desire to be of help in such circumstances, but if they're far away, there's little they can do in the moments when calamity strikes. Neighbors, however, because they're close by, are likely to know of the need quickly and can assist more readily. Because technology has made it easier than ever to remain connected with loved ones across the globe, we may be tempted to overlook those living nearby. Jesus, help us invest in the relationships with the people you've placed around us. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Proverbs 27, verses 1 through 10. Do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring. Let someone else praise you, and not your own mouth, an outsider and not your own lips. Stone is heavy and sand a burden, but a fool's provocation is heavier than both. Anger is cruel and fury overwhelming, but who can stand before jealousy? Better is an open rebuke than hidden love. Wounds from a friend can be trusted, but an enemy multiplies kisses. The one who is full loathes honey from the comb, but to the hungry even what is bitter tastes sweet. Like a bird that flees its nest is anyone who flees from home. Perfume and incense bring joy to the heart, and the pleasantness of a friend springs from their heartfelt advice. Do not forsake your friend or a friend of your family, and do not go to your relative's house when disaster strikes you. Better a neighbor nearby than a relative far away. Let's pray. Jesus, thank you for the friendships you've given us. Show us how we can grow and be used by you to help those who do life with us. Let us pray for them, provide for them, and help them where there is a need. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries. Thank you.
Hey. Okay, you know it's Monday, right? You know it's Monday, so I got to play one of my favorite things. It doesn't last long, but it's called A Great Day to Be Alive. I just love this part right here. And then we'll get to some interesting conversation this morning. I'm pretty sure I'm going to piss some people off and make some happy. But that's good, because that's what I do. Okay, that is exactly what I do. I try to find that sweet spot where common sense takes over. Okay, when stupidity is trying to lead a house. But we sometimes as human beings, we grasp wisdom. Okay, we grasp stupidity from wisdom. How's that possible? We do. We just don't. We don't really think very much anymore. But that's okay. Let's do this. Then we'll come back right after this.
My grandmother became my first hero. Growing up, my grandmother never used an alarm clock. But every morning, my grandmother would wake up at 4:15. And at 4:16, her feet would hit the floor, usually right in front of my face. And that's what would wake me up. But I would lay there and I would pretend like I was still asleep, because me and 4:15 really didn't get along. But grandma would look at the back of my head. I could feel her staring at me. And then finally she would say, "Now, sugar, grandmama know you ain't sleep. You just supposed to go on and get on up and get ready for school." And my grandmother was known for saying things that would kind of make you a little angry because they made so much sense and you couldn't argue with her. Parents, you know, there's things that when you become parents, you start to say to your own kids. Like my grandmother would say, now son, you knew when you laid down there last night that you had to get up this morning. I don't know why every single morning you lay there and act surprised. You ought to be thankful that the Lord saw fit to wake you up in your right mind. But what my grandmother was encouraging me to do was simply to be grateful for the opportunity. In spite of all that I had been through in my life, she just wanted to make sure that I understood the opportunity that I've been given. My life got started, it was a little rough. It was a little rough start. I was born 2 months premature. My mother was walking up a flight of stairs, and she didn't know this at the time, but a woman she had an argument with earlier was standing above her holding a pot of boiling water. As my mom made her way up those stairs, that woman dumped that water onto my mom and sent her tumbling down the stairs and into premature labor. She received third-degree burns to over 25% of her body. And when we were finally allowed to leave the hospital, as you can imagine, my mom was in a great deal of pain. Those burns just barely missed her face and covered most of the front of her body. So when we got home, she began taking a heavy sedative, pain medication to help her recover. When she took that medication, it was very difficult for her to watch me, so I would bounce around a lot. I'd stay with my mom for a little bit, and then I'd go stay with grandma, and I'd stay with some neighbors, aunties, and then back to my mother's house. I did that for the first 3 years of my life. I was 3 years old, I was back at my mom's house, and I got into her purse, I found that medication, I swallowed everything in the bottle. When they found me, they rushed me to the hospital, and my heart would stop, and eventually I went into a coma. But because of that accident, because of that incident, the state of California, they did an investigation. And the conclusion that they came to was that it wasn't an accident. They removed me from my mother's home, I was made a ward of the state, and eventually I went into the foster care system. Shortly after I arrived to one of my foster homes, my foster mom, her name was Miss Alexander. Miss Alexander began locking me inside the closet with no light. She'd open the closet door, she'd kick me, hit me with a stick or a strap or whatever she had. It was while I was in that foster home that I was sexually abused for the first time in my life. And oftentimes people will ask, if that has to be the worst thing that could happen to someone. I have scars on my body that you can't see. I have a burn here on my hand that she put there with an iron. But all of that pain went away. The worst thing that Mrs. Alexander would do is she would open the closet door, she would stand over me, and she would say, "You're stupid and you ain't gonna never amount to nothing." And that hurt me more than any of the physical kicks or the physical pain because I believed it for a long time. I believed that I would never amount to anything, just like she said. I didn't know this at the time. I found out a little bit later, but my grandmother, my hero, she had started going back and forth to court, trying to prove that she could take care of an active, handsome little boy. And eventually the state of California, they granted her full custody of me. And I'll never forget standing on Miss Alexander's front porch waiting. She had my little belongings, everything that I had. I remember standing there, it may have only been a half an hour, but it felt like an eternity, and I can remember thinking maybe no one's coming. But after a while, at the end of the block, I see the ugliest car I've ever seen in my life. And the car pulls up right in front of the porch, and I remember all I could see are these two big glasses, bifocals. And I found out later that Grandma had glaucoma, she wasn't even supposed to be driving. But she gets out of that big car, and she's got on this white floppy hat with this, it was a flower right there in the middle. And I remember she had on this long white dress that came all the way down to her ankles. And I found out later that, that was Grandma's Sunday best. It was an outfit that she only reserved for special occasions. And I can remember for once in my life feeling like I was some special occasion. But I remember jumping into Grandma's arms and squeezing her, and I remember her whispering and saying to me, "Everything's okay. You're family." And everything was okay, just like Grandmother said. And I had a lot to look forward to. I found out that my mom was going to court trying to prove that she could take care of me. And I can remember sitting there with my mother, and we talk, and we had a lot of different conversations. One thing I can remember saying, "Mama, one day when I get big, I'm going to buy you a nice house with a fireplace." I said, "Mama, one day I'm going to buy you a nice car." Not like grandmama, so get you a nice one. But the truth is, I just really wanted to become a family again. And that's what I looked forward to. When I was 12 years old, I was asleep on my grandmother's floor. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning. We get a knock on the door. It was my mom's roommate. Miss Howell, come quick. Miss Howell was my grandma. She said, come quick, it's Ruth. Ruth was my mom. She said, I can't wake her up. I think she's dead. And I can remember laying on that floor, kind of wishing it was, hoping that it was maybe a dream. But it wasn't. And that's how I found out that all the hopes and dreams and things that I had to look forward to weren't going to happen. I became very angry. I became confused. I was hurt. I didn't really understand what was happening. I started acting out, hanging out with the wrong people, breaking into houses, started stealing cars. I can remember not really caring what happened to me. I continued that behavior until I was 19. When I was 19, I found myself standing in front of a judge. I was handcuffed, had a chain around my waist, and my handcuffs were attached to that chain. The judge looked at me and says, the state of California sentences you to 15 years in prison for armed robbery and assault with a deadly weapon. That day, when that door closed behind me for the first time as a convicted felon, I remember standing in that empty cell. I remember my knees started to get weak and they started to shake uncontrollably. I collapsed and I fell to the floor and I just started crying alone. I can remember hearing voices. Heard the voice of my foster mom saying, you're stupid, you ain't gonna ever amount to nothing. Heard the voice of family members and friends of family that said, that boy's gonna end up just like his father. My father was a career criminal, he died in prison. I can remember laying there thinking to myself that this is where I'm gonna die. But here's what happened that would change my life. Shortly after I arrived to that prison, there was an educator there. His name was Charles Lyles, 6'3", ex-Marine. And I don't know what it was about me, but every time he saw me, he'd say, hey, Mr. Humphrey. And he had this big smile on his face, a smile that my kids would say, that's creepy. But he smiled and he said, hey, Mr. Humphrey, how you doing? He always called me Mr. Humphrey. He gave me that respect. He walked into my cell. He looked at me and he said, Mr. Humphrey, he says, prison doesn't have to be your life. He says, you can get out of here and you can do great things. He started to walk away, and before he walked out of my cell, he turned around one last time and he says, Mr. Humphrey? I said, yes, sir. He says, I believe in you. He walked out of my cell. And if he had continued to stand there, he would have seen the tears running down my face because no one had ever said that to me. But I remember thinking to myself, I'm going to make some changes and I'm going to change my life. And a little over 4 years after the day I originally collapsed and fell to the floor, I walked out of that prison on parole. That was over 18 years ago. I've never been back other than to mentor and help other people. But here's what I know. I know that when you've had a rough life, when you feel unwanted, I know that when you have hopes and dreams and when you have things that you can look forward to and when you have people in place that support you and push you, I know that that gives you a reason to live. It is a great day to be alive. And that's something that I haven't always said, but now it's something that I say to myself every single day at some point. If I'm having a great day or a bad day, that's something that I say. But what I also understand is that what my grandmother was thanking her higher power for each and every day was for the opportunity that she'd been given. And she never missed an opportunity to tell anyone that would listen, especially me, it's a great day to be alive.
Great day. It's a great day. I can listen to this. I can listen to this at least once a day. It is a great day to be alive, and it certainly is. First of all, let me and I didn't mention this last week because I had to make sure that it was true. You hear all kind of things when you are on TV, radio, newspapers, internet. You hear somebody said, believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. But this did turn out to be true. And for those who still may not know, that Miss Vicki Lyman, who is the owner and the proprietor Vicky's Lunch Wagon on Coliseum Boulevard did pass away last week, and that's Rand's mom, and we just want to give our condolences out to him. Um, I've met her a few times, had lunch over there a couple of times. She was a nice lady, and a hard working woman, as a matter of fact. Yeah. So just if you get a chance to go by there, just do a little business with them, just to show the things and their appreciation um, that we've adored from that place for a long time. A great place, as a matter of fact. It's right across the street from Hope Inspired Ministries. As a matter of fact, on Coliseum Boulevard. So if you ever get a chance to go by there, take a card or something for Rand's mom, and it's a great place for people. The Air Force people went out there, Army guys went out there, National Guard went out there. I mean, a lot of service people went out there, and even people like me will go out there often. So if you have a mind to, drop by and give your condolences to Vicky's and to her sons and people who are still working at the place now. It's got to be tough to do that, meeting all the people and knowing that your mom's gone, and that been there, done that, and it's a difficult thing. But we all have to, I guess, find our ways and make peace with the things that happen to us in life. But she made a difference, and that's one of the most important things we can do as human beings is make a difference, not for ourselves, but for other people. Not for ourselves, but for other people. So we want to make sure that we go by there and say hi to them. Anyway, good morning to you. It is a great day to be alive. Lesson of life today is this. Oh, you'll love this one. You will love this one because it is so, so true. Okay, hold on, let me put so because and if you use this, okay, if you use this at a meeting, like, you know how you sit down and you sit down at the meeting table, the big round table, and the boss wants to get some new thoughts, a new way of traveling, as it were. Well, here these are some of the lessons I've learned. Sometimes, sometimes it's not the answer that bothers us to the question. It is who will ask the question. And normally, one day I'm sitting here at the table with Mary Berner, and Mary Berner is the head hot dog up there at Cumulus Broadcasting. And these corporate meetings that you have with the motivational speech, and it's a bunch of crapola. Okay, they do it to cover their political butts. They don't really mean anything by it. They just do it to cover their ever loving butts. So me, you know, having not a whole lot to lose, they wouldn't pay me a whole hell of a lot. But I had to ask the question, and this is when DEI came out. Can you guys hear me out there? I want somebody said no sound, but I think I got sound going on. So DEI was in full of force. I mean, it was in full force. I mean, we even had to have movies. We even had to have movies telling white people. Now this is a cumulus to go to black businesses. I said, hell, it's hard to get black folks to go to black businesses. I know I got one. So I don't know how you gonna get white folks over there in the hood, but this is what Miss Vicky Berner was teaching us through film. All white people go to black people's business. And being the only kind of black person in there, looking around at the crowd, I said, well, what's that all about? So anyway, getting back to today's lunch, sometimes it's not the answer that bothers us. It is who will ask the question. Well, I'm the guy in the whole room that got up and asked the question. And I asked Ms. Berner, CEO of Cumulus now, making all kinds of money. I mean, making enough money that my yearly salary would not have overtaken her monthly salary. So I really didn't have a whole lot to lose. So I asked him, I said, Ms. Berner, And everybody in the room knew that something was coming. Something was coming. Okay. Absolutely. So I I asked Miss Berner, I said, why is it important that you guys up there in corporate keep reminding us of our color? And she looked at me with the strangest look. I said, we here in Montgomery, we know all about color. We talk about it every day, whether we want to or not. I said, shouldn't we be more fixated on us as individual? We don't need to be reminded. When we come to work, Ms. Byrne, we never really think about the color of the traffic guy, Major Delay. Major Delay. Who is Major Delay? He ain't a white guy. He's a traffic guy. You know, Rick Hendricks. You know, he's not a black guy. He's the guy that's on Y102. And me, of course, you know, being the only black man in town in talk radio, you know, I said, well, so can you tell me? Oh yeah, and plus, let's not forget Andy Scott. Andy. Um, I don't know how many black folks are on the board. To tell you the truth, I don't can't be very many. That's all I can tell you. But anyway, anyway, it goes to the thing. No, people are not afraid of the answer. Sometimes, what they don't like is nobody who actually asks the questions that are relevant. And so I had to ask the question that was relevant. Now it took them a couple of years later. They finally fired me, but that's okay. Well, no. They didn't. They said I wasn't fired. I was let go. Now I don't know what the difference is, but I would imagine it's a difference when it comes to unemployment. So right on. So thank you for letting me go. At least you paid me for a couple of months. You know, and I was eating good, pretty good. Okay. Okay. Now see, here's the guy. See, I am convinced that Don has a mental issue. You see, I'm convinced, Don. Now, Don knows that I'm in the room. Now, the one of us has never been in a room with Mary Berner, and believe me, we know who it is. Okay. So, and it's you. I ain't mad at you. Don't get me wrong. Okay. You know what you do? How did you feel when Cumulus had to let you go? Well, you know, it's like anything else. Malcolm X said, "If you don't own it, it ain't yours," and he was absolutely right. I mean, I had 24 good years down there, you know, and in radio and TV, and I'm being honest, in radio and TV, every year around between Thanksgiving and the end of the year, somebody gets let go. I was blessed enough to last 24 of those seasons. Okay. So you know what? I'm not mad at them or anybody else. Without them, I never would have got my experience in radio. Well, I was with Don Marco for a little while, I had 10 years before them, but it was a great place to work. I love my friends. I love my friends down there. You know, I mean, I loved everybody. Andy Scott, Major Delay. I had just a lot of people down there that were just the salt of the earth. You know, really salt of the earth. So yeah, I didn't. I was never angry. I was hurt a little bit because of my friends had to go. But other than that, I tell you, it was a great place to work. You know, I mean, I had a choice in getting a job. I could either do what I had to do or do what I wanted to do. And for 24 years at Cumulus, I was able to do what I wanted to do. And that's talk smack, you know, talk to politicians, get to know everybody. And it was a great job. I'm not gonna do I miss it sometimes? Absolutely. Uh, but you know, it's not wasn't mine. You know, it's kind of like your house. You think you got it all paid for, right? All of a sudden you miss a couple of tax years, and next thing you know, your house belonging to somebody else. So you don't really own anything. You don't really own anything in life. You just borrow it for a moment. That's all you do. So the good Lord lends it to you for just a little while. It was yeah. Well, it was what it was. It was a virtual meeting, a Zoom meeting, with her and all of us. And they did Montgomery, Louisiana. They went around the country and did the Zoom meeting because she wasn't. That was during the height of COVID and all that stuff, and they wasn't gonna go in the rooms with everybody. So, but it was an opportunity. Oh, she knew me. We knew each other quite well from that meeting. Um, you know, So anyway, I just asked her, I said, "Well, why do you keep reminding us that we're black? I know I'm black." Then they give me movies about, they give white people movies talk about go to black stores. I said, hell, you can't get black folks to go to black stores. I mean, come on. Just the whole DEI thing. I'm with Kirk, with Kirk, Kurt. What's the guy name? Franklin. What's his name? Anyway, I totally agree with him. I totally agree with him on this. Charlie Kirk. I just totally agree with him on that. But it was a political game. It had nothing to do with the reality of the times. It was a political game. And every other week we had to. And here's another thing about it. If you didn't take the thing, they fired you. And at the time, I needed the money, so I couldn't just walk away. So I had to go hold my nose and do the DEI thing at Cumulus. Okay, but Cumulus itself, it was a fun place to work. It really was. So, but anyway, and I got to that saying that it was just that who it is not the answer that bothers people in life. It's who will ask the question. And me, if you're in the room with me, I'm going to ask the questions. Now, moving on to other things. So anyway, so that was and Don, man, you need a you need you need a life. That's all I can say. Always making stuff up. Okay, yeah, I was in a meeting with Ms. Berner. Okay, and it wasn't just me by myself. It was all of us, as a matter of fact. How many blacks? I don't know if there's any blacks on the board. I would imagine though. I would imagine they put DEI. I'll find out in a minute. I would imagine they put DEI in effect at uh, with them too. Anyway, and again, one more time, we give our condolences out to Randy and the Vicky Lymans, who is the head of the who owned the Vicky's Lunch Wagon. She died 2 weeks ago, as a matter of fact, and it was just. She was loved by many, many people, and that lunch wagon thing. I'm telling you, they're all kinds. There wasn't no DEI going on over there. Okay, you came in there, you like they had great service, and you walked in there, and they treat you like you was brother or sister or son or daughter. So it was a great place to go, and I'm hoping it stays the same, and her legacy outlives us all. Okay. Anyway, if it was a virtual meeting, why did you stand up and ask a question? Because she was talking to us individually. We all had cameras, Don. It's called cameras, and I know you probably don't know what a virtual meeting is because I doubt if you own a computer. So everybody has cameras on their phones and everything. And it's like being in a meeting any place else. As soon as you raise your hand, say something, the camera automatically goes to you. Okay, I'm just saying. I know that's technology is a little bit too much for you, so don't even worry about it. Okay, don't even worry about it. And the whole point was that is who will ask the questions. Sometimes that's the whole point of that of today's lesson of life. Sometimes it's not the answer that bothers us. Who will answer the question? Who would answer the question? Who would ask the question? Okay, that's all of it. Okay, that's all of it. I know you don't understand Zoom and all that stuff. I'm with you. Okay, you're old school. I got you. You're probably still outside with two cans. I ain't mad at you though, not even a little bit. Now let's get on to one of the hot subjects of the weekend. You know, this whole Trump and Obama thing. I could care less what kind of picture he put up. If he put up the picture himself, I don't really give a crap because here's what I saw: hypocrisy. You know what hypocrisy is? Hypocrisy is from the Greek word that means mask. It means it means faking the funk. Faking the funk is what it is. Let me make sure I get this thing. Did I get that thing right? Okay, okay. Hypocrisy. You sat there and talk about the man like he's a dog, and then when he talks about you, oh my lord, everybody's supposed to be get all upset. We're supposed to get all messed up. I don't give a crapola about the Obamas or about Trump. If they want to put out memes all over the place, who could care less? I could care less. And to show you the hypocrisy of all these black folks in America, okay, well, he's a racist. He's this. We put out songs and rappers that use the N word or the nigger word as if it was new to the lexicon of our language. Okay? We do. We use it as if it is a term of endearment. And some fools say that it is. So here's what I did. I went out there on the internet and found the things that people say about black things that black people said about Trump have said about Trump. Okay, okay, a lot of them, a lot of them. And let me tell you some of the nasty things that people have said about him. Okay, okay, publicly. John Legend. You know who John Legend is? John Legend is a musician. Said some nasty things about Trump. How about Ava DuVernay, who's a director? LeBron James. Okay. How about Samuel L. Jackson, who I really like as an actor? I don't like his politics, but that's okay. Janelle Monáe, a musician, said nasty things about him. How about Kerry Washington, who's an actor? How about Miss Rihanna? Oh yeah, musician. How about Cardi B? Cardi B, who put out the song WASP, wet, whatever it is, you know what I mean. She put that song out. How about Whoopi Goldberg? And Whoopi, to tell you the truth, is really a good actor. I like her acting. I can't stand her. She was even good on Star Trek back in the day. I liked her, but she sucked. I mean, I just don't. You know, I just don't like her politics. But she's a good actor. Oh, here's one. Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg has been openly critical of Trump's policies and the rhetoric that they put out. How about Ice Cube? Ice Cube. Okay. How about Jay-Z? Jay-Z. And Kanye West. Okay. Even my man that's in jail right now talked about him like a dog. Now, Trump might be nice to who's the guy that's in jail for messing with all the girls? The billionaire, millionaire, whatever he is. You know, he'll when he get out, he have some money left though. Don Cheadle, who's an actor. How about Questlove, musician? How about Viola Davis, who I really like her acting? She's good. Has criticized Trump on multiple occasions, saying he didn't care nothing about civil rights and all that stuff and about social justice. Here's one, Common, who I can't stand his music anyway, but he has the right to say what he wants to say. Oh, here he is right here. Sean Combs, Diddy Combs. Now, see, Diddy gonna hate he said anything about the president because now Diddy in jail, and that it's gonna take that president to get him out one of these days. I'm just saying, you might want to think about who you're talking about when you're talking about, because while you're sitting at home in your TV or riding around in your limousine, you can talk all the kind of smack you want to. Now, all of a sudden, you finna be the limousine, somebody gonna ride you. You might want to think about those kinds of things before you talk about people who potentially have the power to change your life. Common, Diddy, P. Diddy. Okay, Questlove. Anyway, there are a lot more. There are a lot more people. I got a list full of them who said nasty things about Trump, and all of a sudden, if Trump wants to say something nasty about them, all of a sudden he's the biggest racist in the history of history of America. Okay, what a bunch of crap. Okay, y'all know what y'all can do for me. Okay, I'm not. No. Everybody's got bad behavior. Everybody has it. Trump's not the only person. Here's what I like about Trump, though. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, here's what I like about Trump. There is no ambiguity in what he thinks, even though he shouldn't always say what he thinks, but he does. There's no gray area. This guy, if you hit him, he's gonna hit you back. Now, and he reminds me, and I know he's not gonna like this, but he reminds me of the mayor of the city of Montgomery. Now, you can talk a bunch of crap if you want to, but Stephen gonna give it back to you. You talk smack to me, I'll give it back to you. Okay, so I have an appreciation for the give back. See, I do. I got an appreciation. So don't smack me if you don't want me to turn around and smack you. Okay? So don't smack me. If you're going to smack at Trump, Trump still got the bully pulpit. The guy can't even go to the bathroom. As a matter of fact, last week they put out said last week they said he was sitting at the table and let a couple go. Well, we all let a couple go at the table sometimes, don't we? Oh, sure we do. Okay. And shower curtains. No, I don't. No, I don't, man. I listen. There are things he does that I don't like, but for the most part, philosophically, I stand with him. You know, I don't like. Does he talk too much? Yeah. Put some respect on R. Kelly's name. I mean, listen. Does he talk too much? Sure. So do I. I'm not the president of the United States. Nobody gives a crap what I say. Okay. Who is Whoopi Goldberg? Okay. Cardi B is on Trump's #1 fan club. I can understand it. Of course, you wouldn't give a crap because your self-esteem, if below the crust of the earth, you put the Obamas down 3 hours a day for 8 years. I put anybody down who tells my son that it's okay for him to go to the girls' bathroom. Absolutely. Because that's an idiot. Okay. Not only socially, but biologically incorrect. Okay. Yeah. Who wants to turn our boys to girls by cutting off their wieners. Yeah. I got no use for him. Okay. I got no use for him at all. None. Not as a leader. As a human being, he's probably a pretty cool guy. I mean, I if somebody said, hey, you want to go to Martha's Vineyard and hang out with Obama, I'd go up there just to see whose butt I could kiss and get some money. Something. I'm not going to there just to be going. Yeah, but the Obamas politically sucked. They just did. Their policies suck. And again, I've always said, and I'm going to always say this before we get on to anything else. If you cannot understand the basic ingredients of a human being, I can't use you. I just can't. But other than that, I'm good. Good morning. Good morning, First Sergeant. That's because he's the president, so he no matter what he does. Yeah. I think he got a right. If you're gonna dog him, he got a right to dog you. Yeah, he got a right to free. Yeah. What's that? And he's probably right. He's probably right. He probably didn't know. Right. And, I understand. I understand that response, but it did happen, and I didn't think he did it to begin with. I s Well, but it is okay to do. They're not. It's nothing special about the Obamas or him. Everybody's got a right to be talked about. I don't care. Listen, yeah, let me see.
Over loans and who got approved. If they posted something about a certain segment of society, that person would lose their job. Even though they have the right to post it, they would be terminated.
Okay. And that's whoever their boss is. That's their authority. I mean, that's their prerogative to give.
Why would they be terminated? Is the question.
Because I believe there's some things that are outside the scope or the privilege of lower. Well, I'm not going to talk about First Sergeant to his face.
No. What I'm saying is though, if you have decision making authority
Yeah.
that you can deny people loan for their automobiles, their loan for their business, a mortgage for their home. If you posted something,
Yeah.
they saying that thought process may cross over to your decision making, even if it doesn't. But that's not the look that any organization wants for a representative, right?
And from a let me put it this way, from a political standpoint, I agree with you. But on the other, and here's where the hypocrisy comes in at. And this is what
Kevin, don't overtalk your thoughts, or listen what you're saying.
Yeah.
If that local president of that bank can be held accountable for what he or she posts, you're saying that is right. They should be accountable. Is that what you're saying?
That's a private business. Somebody owns it. Somebody owns that private business. Nobody owns the president and what he says.
It's not the fact that it's a private business. It's about the principle, Kevin.
The principle
that this person
wasn't private business. Principle wouldn't matter.
So what you're saying is, if you own your own business, an NBA franchise, it's your business, and you posted some vile, disgusting thing about a group or organization, you're the president, it's your NBA franchise, you can do whatever the heck you want, right?
You just got to suffer the consequences.
But you're saying there's no consequences is because it's my business. I can do what I want to do.
In private businesses, there's always consequence. But in political businesses, hey, it's all part of the conversation.
So, but what you're saying is there are some levels of authority that's above reproach and consequences. The president is above that.
Again, politics and private businesses are two different entities.
I'm just trying hard to follow your logic, sir.
It's
hard to follow your logic because you're saying that if it's a private citizen, they can be held accountable for what they do. But if you are in politics, there's no accountability.
There is none. They lie to us all the time. And we just got to put up with it. There is
wow.
None.
So hold on. Let me ask you a question, Kevin.
Yeah.
If that be true, what you're saying, why did he take it down? Why didn't he own it?
Because the politics of it.
But you said there's no accountability, sir.
Not personally for him, but they already listen. If he didn't do it, and I didn't think he did it to begin with, we don't know. But again, what makes the Obamas or anybody else in America untouchable when it comes to being talked about? Who cares?
It's not the Obamas, Kevin. He invited the black governor of Maryland to the National Governors Association luncheon.
Okay.
Westmoreland.
Yeah.
Now he's disinvited him. See, it ain't the fact that you post stuff, it's your actions that go along with your post.
Well, maybe he disinvited him because of the philosophical difference between...
If he's a governor, and if it's a Governors Association luncheon, he's a governor.
Well, again, philosophically, if they don't agree, why should I bring you to my dinner if you don't like my cooking?
Somebody's saying they can't hear the caller.
Well, I can hear you well.
Yeah. Well, maybe they could, but it's just interesting that your accountability.
It's the hypocrisy that we don't hold everybody in this country to the same standard.
Kevin,
wait a minute,
now let me ask you a question. Hold on. Let me challenge you there.
Yeah.
Let me challenge you. Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
You say we don't hold folks to the same standard.
We don't.
Nowhere in America we hold folks in the same standard, Kevin. Let me ask you. Now, I'm gonna end on this point. I'm a senior non-com. E8, E9.
I got you.
I get a DUI. A private E1 gets a DUI. Same violation.
Mm-hmm.
Are we held accountable to the same standards?
No.
What you said?
It's the military. You just said? That's not that. The military is not a private organization, and leadership means something in the military. Whereas civilians, hey, they want to get drunk, let them get drunk.
See, that's what I'm saying. Your principles, you just keep moving the goalposts. Whatever I say, I'm in agreement with you. I just think that your thought process continues to evolve on whatever I say. It's like a freaking, whack-a-mole. You press down on one thing, something else pops up. I just can't follow your logic.
Because here's my problem: hypocrisy irks me. We allow our entertainers to use the most vile language and call it entertainment. Wait a minute.
It's not hypocrisy, sir. You need to look at situational leadership. Every situation has a different outcome depending on the content. It's not hypocrisy, and that's what you have. You have a different meaning of the word hypocrisy in the meaning definition. E9 gets a DUI. E1 gets a. It's not hypocrisy that E9 is held accountable. It's not hypocrisy.
There's a standard in the military.
No, it's the fact that as an E9, I expect better judgment. I expect you to have a different reasoning process than an E1.
Absolutely.
That's not hypocrisy.
But that's the military. That's not.
It could be the same thing at the highest level of office. I expect the president of the United States, Kevin, to be different than all the rappers and people that you named. You listed a litany of people, and you say they said bad things about him. So he, as a president, should be able to say bad things about them.
Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you.
Your goalposts keep moving. So you should crucify that E1. It's the same as you crucified that E9. That's what you're saying.
E1's only been in the military a year or so, maybe or less.
What you're saying is that you expect more for those that are in positions of authority.
Those in the military. Civilians don't have the same standard we do.
Sir, yes, I'm dizzy. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm dizzy now.
Take some Tylenol. Take some Tylenol. Hey, hello.
Oh, Willie, he's such a principled person, ain't he?
Willie's a good man.
Yeah, he's a good man. He brought up Westmoreland, right? The governor of Maryland. Mm-hmm. That's the guy who lied for years that he'd won the bronze medal. Did Willie bring that up?
No, I didn't know he did that.
Yeah, well, he did. And then Willie calls in every day and calls Trump a racist, a Hitler, a fascist. Now, people call on that section, especially like the Dixie Chicks call me names all the time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It don't bother me one bit because I know who I am. Unless Bomba's a monkey, I don't think it should bother him. But that ain't what he posted. He posted a thing on stolen elections. Somebody posted for him. And Willie might want to wake up and look what's happened in Fulton County right now when they got those records and realize how many damn illegal votes were put in the 2020 election. I doubt if Willie will look at that because that doesn't matter to him. But Willie, if you're going to call in every day and call the man a Hitler, a fascist, a racist, don't talk about hypocrisy. And accountability is called an election, Willie. And we'll have an election, and it'll probably be Vance that wins it. But you're pathetic, Willie. You can't call a man names every day and get upset when somebody else posted something that they ain't thought about. You know what it's like, Kevin?
No.
You remember when what was the black race car driver? What was his name?
Oh, the guy who said that somebody had put up a
yeah. But for years, people see a loop to pull down a door in a garage, but he comes in. Wallace comes in, the first thing he sees is a noose. You know, if you want to see racism, you can see it every day, just like Willie. And Willie wants some accountability. He's the guy that called in every day and talked about DEI and how wonderful it was and didn't have one white person working for him. You know, he's a pathetic hypocrite.
Yeah. Well, we got hypocrite. The word hypocrisy, what does it mean? Hypocrisy is the practice of claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's own behavior does not conform or a pretense of these. So black folks get all upset at Trump, okay, because he may hold on a second there for me, Duke. Black folks get all upset. But soon we get in our car, ride down the street, we saying nigga this and nigga that and music and rap songs, and nobody getting mad at anybody. We turn on the TV, we go to comedy clubs, we call each other all out of our name and all kinds of things, and we just sit there yucking it up after being disrespected. And we get mad. We get mad at something that somebody who worked for Trump put out there. And I just gave you a list of people who have said nasty things about Trump that were black. We call that hypocrisy. Go ahead, Duke.
Where can I start with you this morning, Kevin? Where can I start?
Start any place you want to.
Huh? Can I start with Charlie Kirk?
And Charlie Kirk is a good man. I love his speeches.
Okay. That's not where I was going with that, sir.
Okay.
When somebody even said Charlie Kirk's name during the time when he got shot, you and the so-called conservatives and Republicans damn near fell apart, didn't you?
Now I didn't.
Want to cancel TV shows, want to cancel night shows, and all the above.
Nope.
Huh?
I did not do that. I said that even though there may be
Trump and his crew.
No,
Trump and his and let me go on with the man who did.
Not me.
Trump and his crew.
You got to write.
Trump and his crew.
Yeah.
Trump and his crew want to have everybody arrested and
that's their prerogative.
Talk shows and all the above.
That's their prerogative.
When they even mentioned Charlie Kirk's name, Kevin, come on.
That was not my stance. Charlie, like anybody else, has a right to be talked about by any. That's why when they tried to fire a teacher here in Montgomery, they
respond. No. My question to you, sir, how did these people respond?
Well, that's how you respond.
How did the conservatives and Trump and the White House pay a money to I'm gonna have people locked up if you say anything else about Charlie?
But that horse wasn't going to run because this is America and you have a right to talk about it. They talk about Jesus Christ.
Hold a minute, though, Cal. Hold a minute. That's not my point. They tried to make that horse run. They tried to put that damn horse on the track, didn't they? They started hitting that. Now, hold a minute. They tried to hit that damn horse across the back with that whip, and that damn horse still kicking and shit until
I thought they were wrong.
Yeah, they wanted to shoot the damn horse. They wanted to shoot the horse, but the horse said no.
And I thought those people were wrong. We had a teacher in Montgomery Public School who they wanted to fire because of her.
All right, we ain't talking about that right now. You want to you want to get off track right now. All right,
I was not.
Back to Trump now. Back to Trump.
Okay, let's go back to Trump then. Get on something that you can talk about.
Okay. Okay. Kevin.
Yes.
Do you actually believe that somebody else put that thing up?
Sure. I do believe
it. Who in the hell up late that night putting this shit up?
You can be you could be anywhere in the world and put that up, especially with AI.
No. You're the president of the United States now. You are the president.
Wait. Do you think the president of the United States goes around worrying about putting stuff on a website? Of course he doesn't.
Hell yeah, this one does. He does all the time. Talk about everybody in the world.
Show me the proof.
Hey, I'm gonna send it to you. I recorded some stuff on TV that they made a list of all the nasty stuff in the comments Trump made, dude.
And what about did you also have a list of all the nasty things said about him?
Let's do some hypothetical right now. Yeah, Mr. Willis Durham kind of put you. Hold a minute. Let me do some hypothetical for you right now.
Yeah.
Okay, not really hypothetical, but makes sense to you. Okay, you told Willis that you can say what you want to say, blah 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 blah, on jobs or whatever. Didn't the United States citizen hire Trump as to be the president? Didn't they hire him to do that?
Do what? Who?
Didn't the citizen of the United States
we elected him? Trump? That's right.
I'm gonna use the word hire.
Yeah, I hear you.
We hired him to do this job, right?
Exactly. He's doing a good job.
We hired him to be the main man in the United States of America,
absolutely,
who have the power to make things happen or not happen. See, we hired him to do those things.
Of course.
With that job should come decency, right?
Okay.
It should come decency, right?
It depends on what you're giving him.
I can't hear you. You sound like you're in a damn cave somewhere. Where are you?
I'm getting a drink of water right now, brother. So keep going.
Oh, you need a drink of water for me, don't you? Okay. Okay. So we hired a man to do a job. comes with that job, comes with the job, criticism, right? As the governor in the state, criticism. Mayor Reed, criticism. If Reed was to do something like that, hang up some white person like that, Tar Strain or some of his ex-mayor's face with a damn sheet over his face as a Klanman, what will be said about that, Kevin? Hello?
Well, I wouldn't say anything about it.
I said if Reed was to put a damn Klansman head on somebody, white, the ex-mayor of Montgomery, what will be said about it?
Well, I don't know what we said. I wouldn't say anything about it at all.
When they want Reed to get his black ass out of the mayor's office down there,
Again,
they want his black ass gone. They want his black ass gone. Come on now, Kevin.
That's between them. I don't care.
Okay, back to Trump. Trump's the president, Kevin.
Okay.
Trump know damn well that
Trump didn't do it.
Been talking to. Well, hell, he didn't. Okay, you can bite a lie all you want to, like the ear got shot off. You know,
he got more things to worry about. Wait, he got more things to worry about.
I haven't seen the damn scar in his ear yet.
Okay. But again, the president's got more things to worry about than taking his valuable time.
But Kevin, when Tim Scott come out, you should listen.
Tim Scott
came out and said, no, what Tim Scott said. I like the word he used. He said the most racist thing since I've been.
Tim Scott is a sucker.
Administration.
Tim Scott is a sucker.
He said the most.
He's an opportunist. He don't know. He's not.
So hold a minute, Kevin. Hold a minute.
I can't even stand the guy.
When he uses the word most, so Tim heard other stuff he hadn't spoke out about. So he said, "This is the most. I can't stand it anymore. I can't take any more of it."
He's trying to get reelected.
This is the worst I've heard.
He's trying to get reelected. The president didn't do that, and Tim Scott is an opportunist. He don't really mean
Kevin.
Anything.
Hey, Kevin, hold a minute, Kevin. Have they produced this individual that did this thing yet? Hell no. Because it's in the mirror. That person is in the mirror.
Have we found the guy who shot
Mirror?
Wait a minute. Did we?
I like the black folks said. M-O-R-R-O-R.
Have we found the person who shot Kennedy yet?
There you go. This is recent. This is recent right here.
I gotta run, brother. I gotta run.
So, I know you gotta run. Damn it, you ain't got nothing to stand on. But this
I do. Again, it's called hypocrisy. The practice of claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's own behavior does not conform to the practice. It is called hypocrisy. Before I get in the car today and I'm going to go down the road and black folks going to be blasting the nastiest, most vile language out of their automobiles that I've ever heard. It's embarrassing. And even our comedy shows, it's embarrassing what we call funny. But let one white guy put a joke about somebody black, whoever did it, and Lord have mercy, we want to have a impeachment process. Okay? Impeachment. And listen, now we ain't the same. Me and Tim Scott ain't nothing alike. You see, what I say is because I absolutely believe it down in the innermost parts of my soul. I'm not trying to get reelected, not trying to run for office. I believe what I believe. Tim Scott is an opportunist, and he's not a very good one at that. Okay? And he doesn't even talk like he's very smart, as a matter of fact. I can't stand Tim Scott. I can't stand people who fake the funk to get someplace where they think they ought to want to go. I'd rather lose the fight. I'd rather lose the battle and win the war. I don't like Tim Scott, not even a little bit. He comes across with no sense of compassion to the task. But he's willing to do the task. Matter of fact, when he walks around town, they ought to put something on his back, say RUG, rug, step on me. Okay, that guy's got no intestinal fortitude. Okay, he is a wuss. That's just one black man's opinion. Anyway, if you want to give us a call, you can do that. The numbers here is 521-2963 is the number. Have you heard anything as crazy as this nuthead? Who, me? Nah, I don't care. But anyway, y'all can say again, I don't care nothing about what was written on a meme. I could care less about it. Okay. I just gave you a partial list of all the black folks that have said nasty things about Trump. And we're not even talking about what some of them have said. All we can remember, all we know is what somebody wrote in an article and they attribute it to Trump. Trump is not the smartest guy. He ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer. But I'll be doggone if he's a spoon. Okay. No president would do that unless it was about the Obamas, who spent a lot of time calling him names and Nazis and all kind of things too. So listen, I ain't got no problem with it. I ain't got no problem. All right. Anything else anybody wants to do? Okay. John Legend, LeBron James, Ava DuVernay, Samuel Jackson, Janelle Monáe. I mean, the list goes on. Kerry Washington, Rihanna, Cardi B, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, Jay-Z, Kanye West. A lot of people. I don't really what y'all, because I ain't gonna be a hypocrite. Yes.
Man, if they made anybody crazier than you, they must ain't put them out yet. Golly. Boy. Oh, boy. Ooh, Lord.
What's the problem?
You don't need to pinch yourself. Let me pinch you and see if you're real. Dog. Man, and I'm going to tell Willie, I thought he was more intelligent than that. Man, I wouldn't waste my time arguing with this man. This man has lost all his mind. He ain't got no mind no more. Man.
The mind's gone.
Ooh, Lord. You woke up. Is you him?
I don't know what you're talking
you
about.
Him? I mean, man, I woke up. I'm confused. I don't even know if I'm in this world or another world or what. Man, listen to you.
Yeah.
Golly.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, Lord.
I'm just not a hypocrite.
I say to you, y'all, shit. I don't know what you is, I just don't know. You know what I'm about to say? I just don't know.
Yeah, I understand.
I just don't know. I couldn't figure it out if I had all the figuring tools in the world.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out.
Well, that's because my level of thinking is so high.
Your level, you ain't got no levels, man.
It is so high. It's difficult to understand.
Strong enough to be the biggest net case. I put you in a net sack and you'll come out the biggest net. Well, man, please. Man, golly. Are you serious?
It's difficult to understand my logic and reasoning.
You got that part right. Now, we finally got something we agree on. Well, it surely is difficult to figure you out. Oh, Lord. Well, I apologize for you, man. For wasting your time, you could be doing something else with. I really apologize.
I'm not apologizing.
I apologize for it.
I'm not apologizing.
Oh, Lord.
I believe
man,
what I believe.
Go ahead and talk to somebody else, man. Cause,
did you watch Bad Bunny on the Super Bowl?
I ain't watched bad nothing and good nothing either.
I didn't either.
But I know one thing. I know Nuthead when I hear him. Your Nuthead, he done already gave a proclaim on it and he hadn't even seen the darn thing. So I know y'all nutheads are like, why don't y'all handcuff yourself together and go into the sunset?
Who won the Super Bowl? Who won the Super Bowl?
I have no earthly idea.
Yeah, because I don't.
That's not an interest of mine.
Yeah, wasn't mine either. So, all right. Well, I know somebody won.
Man, well, you go on to talk to somebody else, cause
you know, I love you like
ooh,
a brother.
Lord,
I love you like a brother.
Man.
Don't worry about it. Be good. All right, then. 521-2963. Again, I'm not. Yeah. And listen, Montel's a good man, but me and Montel didn't get along too good either. Sometimes my thinking is just a little bit above the average scale. Montel would say, "Stop justifying bad behavior by bad behavior." Again, do unto others you had them doing to you. If you're gonna be offended by somebody who says something nasty about you, then don't say something nasty about somebody else. All right. If you're gonna be offended by bad behavior, don't be bad behaving against somebody else. That's all I'm asking. Let's not be a hypocrite. Hypocrisy in this country right now is at an all-time high. What is hypocrisy again? Let me give it to you one more time. It is a noun. The practice of claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's own behavior does not conform. All these Negroes get mad But somebody calls them the N word, and I'll just say the word nigger word. We get mad, and then we turn around and call each other the same thing. It is hypocrisy with a shining glare. Okay, stop the hypocrisy, and I'll go to another train of thought. But that's not what we do. We use it all day long and then get mad. We want to set the country on fire if one person uses the word while we sit there burning our cities down to rap music that's using the word while we burning the city down. I ain't mad at y'all. I don't like hypocrisy. Okay. It is an insult to the intellect to be hypocritical. I just can't stand it. I just can't do it. Anyway, move right along. Okay. You want the definition of hypocrisy again? Well, you need it. Let me know. Also, there's something going on in the House of Representatives right now where they want to now wait a minute. They want to make the Public Service commissioners appointed and not elected. Now that's dangerous. Hell, we're not getting much representation now with the PSC. And now they want us to. Now we want to put our local folks in there who have no allegiance to anybody but the people that appoint them. Twinkle was enough. And I like Twinkle, but Twinkle was enough. Them people don't look out after us now. Do you actually believe that appointing people to a public service commission is going to help us better? Seriously. They don't listen to you now. And so we want to make the PSC an appointed position? Really? Seriously? We don't have much authority now. Twinkle and all the rest of them, Becker and all them folks, hell, you can't even go up there and see them because they never talk to you. And you think that now we want to take away that little bit of accountability, knowing that they got to run for office because we want the governor or somebody to appoint them? Really? Hell, the light bill's high enough as it is. I mean, seriously, is that what we want to do? Chris Becker, Brent Woodall, they react to a bill court making the PSC. That is crazy. We don't ever want to detach ourselves from the people who are accountable to us. Because once you start appointing them, they are no longer accountable to you. Public Service Commissioner Chris Becker on place 2, candidate Brent Woodall, both weighed in on Friday on legislation making the Public Service Commission, PSC, an appointed entity. The bill sponsored by Majority Leader Bobby Singleton, a black guy, a Democrat from Greensboro, and State Representative Chip Brown, a Republican, okay, from Hollanders Island, wherever the hell that is, would make the PSC appointed rather than elected. Mandates that annual public meetings in which regulated utilities must present to the public and commission on their rates, their costs, and everything. Are we serious? Where in the hell is Bobby Singleton? Let me see if I find a number for Bobby. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. We don't have anybody looking out for us now down there as it is now. Hell, 2 years ago, Alabama Power went up 3 times in 1 year. Anybody got a number for Bobby Singleton? Y'all make sure y'all send it to me. Because I'm sure gonna call him. I mean, this is crazy. Okay, so rather than making people, we all mad about the argument of a public argument between Obama's and Trump, which nothing they do right now is going to, except for Obama, going to affect me. But people here in the state of Alabama who want to take away your right to elect people who directly affect your pocketbook, and you believe that it's more important to worry about what 2 bulls are doing up in Washington, D.C. Okay? Arguing about who's the ugliest. Okay? Who's the ugliest? Which one? Trump said that we're ugly. Trump says, well, they call me ugly. Who cares? This is more important than that. The Public Service Commission. Because unless you haven't seen your light bill in a long time because somebody else is paying it, then my friend, we got bigger problems than Trump and the 2 people who are for the most part are insignificant. The president, only because he is the president, he can't run again. Bam! It's one and done now, and we throw. Okay, and we worried about Trump and the Obamas. Good morning. All right then. Guess you didn't want to talk. Anyway, so much for that. So we better start worrying about the things that's going on. You need to call Bobby Singles and ask him why in the hell he wants to appoint it rather than letting us elect the people that we want to represent us. Okay. Governor Ivey appointed Beaker to place 2 on the commission to succeed his father, Chip Beaker, who resigned in 2024. He's running for election for the seat in 2026, and that's this year. And again, you see, you didn't have anything to do with him being there. Okay, he got appointed. See, when you get appointed, then you don't have to answer to anybody except the people who appointed you. Brent Woodall, a Republican candidate for place 2 in the Public Service Commission, told 1819 News in a statement that the legislature is a usurpation of your ability to vote for members of Public Service Commission. Absolutely. Senate Bill 268, Senate Bill 260, SB 268, which was introduced the other day, would strip Alabamians of the ability to vote for members of the Public Service Commission. And so that means that they can say, pound sand, screw you. I don't care if you live outside. I don't care if you can't pay your electric bill. Your ass is just going to be outside in the cold because you've got nothing to do with it. Can somebody tell me when was the last time that somebody was actually at the Public Service Commission looking out for the poor folks? Alabama Power makes more money than any other utility company in America. And they still say they need more. Okay, so we all worried about Trump and and all these folks, and okay, I guess there's a reason for that, and I don't know. I could care less. Let me see now, because when they eat at night, I don't get full. Okay, when they pay their light bill, I still got to pay mine. Okay, I'm just saying we might want to worry about things locally and not. I don't care what happens. Okay. Which is Obama and Michelle showed class by not saying anything about the dumbass post. Listen, I agree with you, and that's where it's supposed to be shown. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's the way it's supposed to be shown. Let me see if I can call Senator. What's it? 334. Let's see, 261. Let me see here now. Appreciate that. My offsite my offsite okay, let me see if I can find Senator.
You have reached the office of Senator Bobby Singleton. Please leave us a message and we will return your call as soon as possible. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Leave this message here.
To leave a callback number, press 5.
Hello, Senator Singleton. This is Kevin Elkins of the Kevin Elkins podcast, which what we call decisions, because everything we do requires us to make one. And what we're trying to figure out is what in God's name are you thinking about putting forth a bill to appoint our PSC members rather than us voting for them? We barely get anything to say about the Public Service Commission anyway. And you want to take away the ability for the people who pay that high-ass bill to have something to say about you and the other guy too. You're a Democrat. You're supposed to look out for the poor folk. Well, at least that's the lie y'all been telling for years anyway. Anyway, my number is 334-922-3030. Or if you want to come on the podcast and explain to us why you want to strip the people of their power from determining who in the hell takes all their money for the gas bill and the light bill. Thank you very much. And we did do this on a live podcast, so just so you know, people know that I talked to you. Bye. Okay, then. I'm in the process of getting Mr. Tuberville now. But even Tuberville don't have nothing to do with the PSC. Okay? Tuberville's running for governor. Okay, he's not running the PSC. I like Tuberville actually. So, Alabama Power ranks 28th nationally in rates. Well, when you wait a minute, when you're already up there, Doctor Joe, where in the hell else can you go? Can you take all of our money now? Come on, man. They're also one of the highest in the country, and since we do have 50 states rather than 28, they still up there in the top rim of charging us more, and they're the most profitable. They're one of the most profitable. What do you call these places? Utilities in America. Okay, so come on now, just okay. Yeah, I did lead the longest all time because I want to get an answer. Okay, I want to get an answer. What is on your disability about physical or mental? Uh, who in the hell wants to know one way or the other? I mean, who wants to know? Why do you want to know? Huh? What do you care for? Have I asked you for some money lately or something like that? I don't think so. Okay. How about yours? What's on yours? Hmm. What is on yours? When you stand in the door of an aircraft in the pitch black of night and jump out, not knowing the hell you are, when you carry a 70-pound rucksack with a parachute, with a gun, and all that good stuff, okay, when you're 5 foot, 5'7", 5'6¾". When you trudge through the swamp, like I have done, okay. So you talk to me then, okay. You talk to me then, and we'll have that conversation. When you get on the aircraft, don't know when the hell you're going. The man says wheels up. Then you have a right to ask those stupid ass questions of me. But until then, unless you can show me a set of jump wings and a DD Form 214 that says all the places you have been, then we'll have that conversation. Okay, I mean seriously, we'll have that conversation. Okay, but until then, pound snow. Okay, yeah, I didn't watch the Super Bowl. Seahawks won. Yeah, I didn't really care. Although I must admit, when I got to Seattle in 1979, well, I got to Tacoma. I didn't know where Seattle was for a couple of weeks till I got on the freeway. It was right up the road, how far is Seattle from Tacoma? I think it's maybe about 40, 50 miles or something like that. Bad Bunny, yeah, I can't handle the Bad Bunny thing. 18 minutes watch it. Yeah, I can't. I'm not watching somebody who's not speaking English, and I ain't mad at it. I'm just not watching anybody who. Why in the hell I want to listen to you? And I don't even know what you're saying. Sir, why would I want to do that? I'm not going to do that. And what really irks me sometimes in America, why do we want to give people who don't want to be an American all of this fame and fortune? In America, we speak English. Okay, we're the only country where we allow people to come over and try to change the language of the lexicon of our language of our speech. We're the only country, and I think that's what's ticking a lot of people off. It is not that we're getting people here coming from where I don't care, but when you come here, you should want to be an American. You should want to be an American, part of the culture, part of the sacrifice, part of the upkeep. That's what. But we don't have people like that coming to America anymore. We got people coming to America, a lot of them who just want to make the dollar holler and then leave and get all they can, not make us better, but make us worse off. So I don't know. Also, there was a case the other day. Was it in Troy? 2 killed in Troy. Police chase. I thought we were going to make high-speed chases illegal in Alabama. It needs to be illegal. With helicopters, we can see where you're going. We can see where you're going. We don't really have to sit there and chase people 100 miles an hour down the road. It ought to be illegal to have unless somebody's life is in imminent danger to life and limb. There's no reason, even if you stole the car will stop at some point in time. We'll find the car. Okay, it will stop at some point in time. I believe that high speed chases should be illegal for law enforcement. Of course, Puerto Rico is part of America. Yeah, who? I mean, if you don't know that, then you don't probably don't need to be here either. He is an American. That MAGA brain ain't working. Again, I ain't mad at you. Okay. Oh, thank you. Let me see if I can find Tommy up there. Okay. So I'm calling everybody this morning. Let me see now. Let's see. It's an hour ahead of us there. Okay. Let me see if I can find him too. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. Let me see if I can find old Tommy up there. See, because somebody needs to start answering some of these questions. Of course, Puerto Rico. Come on. I got some friends. And
Hi,
again,
this is Coach Tommy Tuberville. Thank you for calling my Washington, D.C. office.
Yeah.
Every day, it's a privilege to serve as Alabama Senator and fight for our shared American values. I look forward to hearing your comments and hope you'll leave a message. God bless.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hey, Tommy, this is Elkins up here in Montgomery, Alabama. We've met on a number of occasions. Sergeant Elkins, United States Army retired, of course, and the most prolific podcaster in the history of a podcast. You need to come on. You need to come on our podcast now because people want to talk to you. I'm catching the blues by supporting you, but I know you're going to come on and we're going to have some talk about some of the issues. So here's my number, 334-922-3030. That's 334-922-3030. Okay? Thank you very much. Kevin Elkins used to be with News Radio 1440, now in the podcast world. Okay? Thank you very much. Appreciate it. See, I know he got this message, right? So I know he got the message. So if I don't get somebody from that office to call me, I'm going to have to run up there right quick and smack somebody. Okay, what about Alabama Power? When we were whining about our bill, you showed us, you showed with empathy. Of course, what just goes around, others comes back to you, Kevin. Of course, high power bills. It's in my hell. High power bills. I can't believe I got a power bill almost $300. So what the world? What? I mean, I didn't know what to do with it. I said, this can't be me. This $300 for a power me. My power bill normally about $125, somewhere around there. $300. Are you telling me that Alabama Power did not? I didn't use any more heat. I didn't use anything. So they stuck the meat to me. Yeah, they did. They stuck the meat to me. Okay, it's called a candle. Yeah. Well, and here's another problem. People are becoming so fearful of their power bill until they buying candles and all kinds of things, thinking, and that stuff actually makes your bill higher. Those little things you put in the house. Because I now got one. Now I get the oil ones. I don't any of those. What do you call those things? Space heaters. Anything where you can see the heat. Those red coils. That is certainly going to cost you a whole lot more money on your light bill. Okay, get you one that has oil in it. Okay. At least when you turn it off, it stays a little warmer. It's a little bit warmer because you got it off. Okay. I'm saying now anything else on anyone else's mind? Have I turned off the little light behind you? Well, hey, I need that light on the flag. Okay, because according to protocol, if the United States flag is up, it should always have a light on it. Okay, so that's why that light's on the flag, brother. But I'm trying to get a guy. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, and that oil heater is really good. It really is. I'm trying to get a what do you call that? A background called Decisions 2.0. I got a guy. I ain't gonna tell you who because y'all know who if I call his name. He had supposed to made it for me like a year ago. Okay, and I'm still waiting on it now. See, he's a brother though, so I'm letting him. I'm waiting on him. Okay, I'm waiting on the brother to make my thing. And and do you know that every time it gets really cold, somebody's house burns down because they're just trying to stay warm. You know what I mean? They're just trying to stay warm. I don't. I know when I was coming up, we used we used to use the stove to turn on the heat in the house, which is dangerous because if the flame goes out, then all you got is gas fumes going through the house. So I don't. That's not a good thing to do either. We need. What I think we ought to do, and in the future, hopefully, we ought to when we build homes, we ought to put a generator on the house. Okay, included in the price. If you got to pay for the house anyway, it ain't going to make any difference whether it's in there. But put a generator on every house in the future that you build. That way, not if, but when the lights go out, we can go outside, put a little gas in the thing, and turn it on. As a matter of fact, it'll come on by itself. Okay, we need a just enough, just big enough to keep the refrigerator on. And maybe you eat sandwiches and bologna, whatever the case may be. But you certainly want to keep the refrigerator on and some lights on. You don't have to turn all the lights on, but get yourself a generator for your house. And you don't really need a big one. Okay, you don't need a big one. You just get a small one, something that will keep you afloat until the power comes back on. Now, last week, something happened in Montgomery. Oh yeah. That's right. Z is home. Z is home. I thank you for asking. He's home, and today I think he's going to get a chance to at his vocation, and so we talk to him. Yeah, I'll bring him back on, and when he gets ready, he's been out of basic training and AIT for less than a month, so he's wanted some time to decompress. I mean, when you get up every day for 6 months straight, somebody tell you when to go to the bathroom, when to get out of the bathroom, when you can go back to the bathroom, when you can go to bed, when you got to get up, time to get up in PT when it's still dark 30 outside. You give them time to decompress. But I said reality will hit in real soon. Okay. I got all heaters are good. All right, now what else is going on? Okay, then. So let's see. I talked to Tuberville's office today. I'm an equal opportunity insulter. Then I talked to Senator Singleton's office today. Now, I'll probably get a call back from Tuberville's office. Singleton, I'm not so sure about, So he knows I'm not a Democrat. See, here's what I don't like, and that's my problem with the Democratic Party sometimes. If philosophically you don't agree with them, a lot of them won't talk to you. But I tell you who I do like. I like Anthony Daniels. Anthony Daniels is a man, it's an entrepreneur. And when you have signed the front of the check and not just the back of the check, yeah, that changes your perspective. A UAB police officer has been arrested. For what? Stealing a car. Johnny Fowler IV is charged with, now I don't know what happened, with unauthorized use of a motor vehicle and theft of property. Yeah, he may be down in the beach in Florida. That's cool. Okay. I thought we talked once already.
I got something brand new for you, Kevin.
Yeah?
Your Trump and his crew criticizing the Olympians members, the team members over there for speaking out what they believe in. He calling them losers and all this stuff, and Bondi and all his whole White House.
Yeah, but he's
entire White House. See, you being a hypocrite right now. You saying other folks.
Everybody's got a right to talk about whom they want to.
What I'm saying, the athletes made their opinion.
Okay, that's fine.
And Trump them wants to punish them for that.
Well, I think that's wrong, but they got a right to make their opinion. It depends on whether or not the government's giving them any money.
Sound like the stuff these Putin type individuals would do, right?
Well, I'm good. Listen, again, free speech.
See, you want to straddle the fence, don't you?
No, I don't. I think
yes, hell you do. You want to straddle the damn fence, and so you want to be on a dictatorship, Kevin.
No,
you want to be on a dictator kind of law.
I'm already on from Alabama Power.
No. I'm talking about from the White House. Do you want to be on a dictator?
They own the White House too.
Huh?
They own the White House too.
I think you. Have you ever been a slave, Kevin? You act like you want to be a slave, or
I
you got
am a
some
slave.
slave
I looked at my check one day.
tendencies or something?
Yeah, I am a slave. All of us are. I mean, I looked at my check one day and I said, "Damn, I feel like a slave." Yeah.
You love your master, don't you? You love Trump like Tim Scott. I love you.
love
You
Trump.
love him like that too.
I hate hypocrisy.
I'll be damned, you got to love him.
I hate
This man.
hypocrisy. I hate hypocrisy.
Huh?
I hate hypocrisy. When people act like
That's what the hell they're doing. They tell other people shut up, but you can't say nothing about him.
No. You can tell anybody to shut up you want to. That don't mean they got to.
When? Answer me one thing, then I'm gonna let you go for today.
Yeah.
Name one time where you seen Obama posting up off of his page with Trump with a playing hood on his head.
But who cares?
Have you ever seen that before? Have you seen it? Have you seen anyone put that on Trump's head yet?
Yeah, I've heard somebody say. I heard
all the people he's been into it with. Have you seen anybody or anyone, whichever terminology you wish to use, sir? Have you seen anyone or anybody post a picture of Trump with the damn hood clan on his head?
Yep.
A hood hat, I meant to say.
Yeah, I have.
Huh?
Yes, I have.
Send it to me, please, and send it to everyone else so we can see it.
Okay.
Well, get out of Trump cornhole, sir. What do you ate for today? What's up there?
And again, I don't like every.
What's up, Trump ass for today? They got you all hyped up. He got some protein. You got some proteins in you or something from eating some beans or something out of Trump ass. What's up, man?
Wait a minute. I looked up his butt and I saw you.
Yeah.
I looked in there and there Duke was up the Duke. Duke up the Duke. Listen, I don't. That's got nothing to do with me. I look. Biden called Trump supporters garbage. That's right. And the Clintons called them deplorables. Okay. And say, listen now, listen, John. Now I'm an average thinker. You know, so now explain that to me. Yaza Master. Explain that to me. See, I can disagree with you, but explain what you mean. I got that Yaza Master mentality. Explain that to me. You know, just explain what you mean by that. Because see, I don't mind the little snippets, but just tell me, what you mean by that. Okay. I'm waiting, John. I'm waiting right here. What does that mean? Because I disagree with you on an issue, and I agree with the president philosophically on some issues. I don't agree with everything that Trump does either. I don't like the way we're doing immigrants. I don't like that. I find that's un-American to go around, even though they did break the law. I do understand that, but you know what? There's not one of us in America that hadn't broken some law right now. As a matter of fact, they got so many laws on the books right now that we don't even know when we're breaking the law. Okay. So I don't have a problem with that, but I do have a problem with us rounding people up like cattle, because some of these people, all they want to do is work and take care of their beautiful children. Okay. That's all they want to do. Okay. That struck a nerve. I see you responding to it. Well, I want you to explain it, John. Just explain what you mean by it. Yaza, a mentality. Just tell me what you mean. Because if I am not allowed to think for myself individually, then what's all of this soldiers dying and waving the flag? What's all that for? If we're going to be a communist country, which we may be an Islamic one here real soon. We don't get something straight here. Just explain to me what it means. That's all. That's all that's all. Just explain to me. So I don't even mind being called names as long as you give me a rational reason for the name. See, I understand that. So I'll be waiting. Well, it didn't really strike a nerve. Okay. I just want to know what you mean. See, because you remind me of a Democrat. Throw a rock and hide your hand. What does that mean? That's all I want to know. He still got that yaza master mentality. I've never had the Yaza master mentality, but I have had the mentality of getting along and not being disagreeable just to be disagreeable. See, I don't want to disagree with you strictly because you're a Democrat. If you say, because Democrats are not always wrong and Republicans are not always right, but Republicans and Democrats are wrong sometimes and right sometimes. So I don't get behind either group if it doesn't make sense. It's gotta make it make sense, and you can Democrat can get me on their side, like this thing with Bobby Singleton and the other guy. Well, why in the hell would you want to give away the authority of the people, to determine who represents them in the Public Service Commission? Well, why would you do that? I mean, why would you do? Why would it's one of the few places that we can make a difference directly because we have something to say about who goes on it. Okay, so that's my whole thing. Make it make sense, and I can deal with it. Okay, that's all. That's all. Just make it make sense. So if I called you a dirty ass guy, what would you react? Wouldn't I wouldn't. You know, I mean, I've been a butthole in my life. I can't lie to you. I've been a Now I don't know what dirty as a guy means. I don't know exactly what that means. Dirty beep guy means, but I haven't always been a nice guy. I mean, I've been a butthole like everybody else has. Okay, I'm just saying. All right, then move right along to other things. Let me see what happened in Wilcox County. A suspect has been arrested following a fatal Sunday night shooting in Camden, according to the Wilcox County Sheriff's Office. Oh, Lord have mercy. Why does everybody who kills people look crazy by the head? Okay. And a woman named Jacoby Moten was found fatally shot. And a guy who did it named Resor is being held in Wilcox County Jail under no bond. And also, a couple of days ago, Montgomery police are investigating a Friday afternoon fatal shooting at about 10:55 p.m. on February the 6th. Police and fire medics went to the area of Old Selma Road in Allen Lane after receiving a call that a person had been shot, said Corporal James Dozier. They found a man who had sustained fatal injuries from a gunshot wound and was pronounced dead. The circumstances of the case remain under investigation. Sure does. Oh, Lord have mercy. Boy, these. I know this is going to be a tough question. And I know what I'm about to ask. Some people are going to think I done lost my ever-loving mind. Lost my ever-loving mind. But I have to say, it may be time to get rid of the Second Amendment. It may be time. Okay? We in a nation that is not at war with itself right now have too many people killed. In a country that's supposed to be free. Okay? So is it time that we, at least if we don't get rid of it, we modify it significantly? Like how many PEO are killed with guns in America each day? Let me see if I can get some work on that. Okay. How many people are killed with guns in America every day? It may be time to really think about doing something with the Second Amendment. On an average day, In the United States, nearly 130 people are killed by firearms. This figure reflects a broader annual total of approximately 46,000 gun related deaths. Total deaths are 130 people per day. Suicides, the majority of gun deaths, roughly 58% of those suicides. That's 75 per day. Homicides, gun related homicides are about 38% of the deaths, or approximately 50 people killed a day in America. Injuries, in addition to those killed, are more than 200 people are shot and wounded each day. And these are the records from 2024 to 2025. Overall decline, the data from 24 to 25 indicates a continued downward trend to gun violence from pandemic era. So, still each day. Yes, Don.
How would you modify that? I think Negroes shouldn't be able to have one.
Well, I don't know how you would modify it.
How would you change the Second Amendment? How would you do that?
Well, first of all, I'd make sure everybody had a license. Absolutely, everybody.
How would you change the Second Amendment? You want to do away with it. How would you do that?
I'd make sure everybody has a license. Everybody.
How would you do away with the Second Amendment?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I couldn't do away with the guns because you'd have to go house to house and search. But you
couldn't do it because it's the Constitution, and there's no way you're gonna have all these states agree on changing the Constitution anymore.
And from a
so why waste your time on talking about something that ain't gonna happen?
Well, wait a minute. Did you think
with the modification? Don't let Negroes have them because they're killing each other.
Do you believe anytime in your lifetime that we would have said it's okay to kill your baby? We did it from 1973. We did it. We said it's okay to kill your baby.
They didn't change the Constitution. The Supreme Court said that wasn't in the Constitution. There was nothing to change the Constitution.
The Supreme Court said it was about privacy. And that was a bunch of crap there.
The first court made that claim recently on the Dobbs decision. They said it ain't in the Constitution. That's all they did.
Well, neither is marijuana.
They changed the Constitution. They just said it wasn't in there, and it's up to the states. The states can do whatever they want to do with abortion.
Well, and what about?
You can abort all the black babies in the world you want in Georgia.
Oh, well, I don't know. No, you can't.
Huh?
I thought they did away with. You can't get abortion in Georgia.
No, they said it belongs to the state.
Oh, well,
Alabama, you can't abort in Alabama, but you can abort all the black babies you want in Georgia.
Okay, and you don't think white people are aborting babies? You don't think white people are aborting babies?
Not like black folk.
All right then. I know that's true. I don't know if that's true or not. It's a shame. But anyway, again, I do believe that it is time to do something with the Second Amendment. I don't know what that looks like, but there something's going wrong with us. What's up?
Hey, Kevin.
What's going on?
Hey, look here, man. I know that, some people can be hypocritical, Democrats and Republicans alike. But when you go and abduct and almost, apprehend and getting ready to deport a 5-year-old, you know you're in trouble. And when you go and you come up with means of President Obama and his wife in a guerrilla appetite, we all know what that's all about, man.
But what about when they make things about him? What about when they talk things about him?
Kevin,
you
know what it is.
But I don't care though. But they've done the same thing to him.
Kevin, nobody's made any racial connotations towards Donald Trump.
So I can show you one. Then you would
Kevin,
see that
Kevin, and I'm saying this with all sincerity and no malice or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's people that spew and voice and make an excuse for this guy that looks like us.
Who makes
and what you're
who
doing,
makes
Kevin?
it for us?
Kevin,
We do the
Kevin,
same thing.
what you're
bro.
doing, Kevin, what you are doing is saying it's okay to demean us. It's okay.
It is. It is. I don't care.
Kevin, and thank God it's not too many people like yourself, because we'll go back 90 years, almost 100 years.
Wait.
But you're
So
giving
listen
us
to the
permission,
music,
Kevin.
listen to the entertainment,
Kevin,
and we do it
Kevin,
every day.
Kevin, this is bigger than the song artist. When
No,
you
it
got
isn't.
the
No,
leader
it
of the free world presented this country as a racist country,
That
Kevin.
music,
Ronald Reagan.
I'm sorry, Brian. That music has more an effect on our young kids
Kevin,
than somebody putting their
Kevin,
name in the newspaper.
Kevin, I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
What Donald Trump has done, he's done more. Greenland, talking about taking over Greenland, talking about taking over Canada.
And do you know?
Invade sovereign countries. Kevin, this guy is ridiculous. He's racist.
Well, listen, you have.
And you know,
there's that word "racist" again.
Kevin,
When we can't came on with nothing else, we use the word "racist."
The racists even know that he's racist. Kevin, come on now.
Hey, listen,
you pretend not to. You about as black as I am, Kevin.
I'm blacker than you.
Yeah, well, yeah, but still, what I'm saying is, Kevin, you can't stop giving this guy permission and okay to do that stuff.
Well, wait, hold on.
Kevin, I guarantee you, a lot of.
Let me answer this one question before you do anything. Why is it that we want to stop giving permission to him, but we allow our own people to look like us to have the permission?
Kevin, this man is bankrolling this country, talking about suing IRS for $10 billion.
I'm broke anyway. I don't care who he sued.
Kevin, the taxpayers have to pay his tab. He's suing everybody. Kevin.
We paying the Obama's tab. We paying the Bush's tab. We paying the Clinton's tab. We paying all their tabs already.
Kevin, you can't make no excuse. And for the brothers that got out there and voted for him, I'm sure they're regretting it. If they're not regretting it, they're feeling it.
I'm not regretting. You can't
well,
be
wait
double
until
poor.
Kevin, wait until he send your son to war because he didn't get the doggone Peace Nobel Prize, and God forbid anything happened to him. But he sent them to war because he didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize.
Me and the boys with the berets on, I think we getting older, but I think we go to Washington D.C. have a powwow up there if we find that to be.
Kevin, this man would send our sons and daughters, and I'm a veteran and I can speak to it. I served in 2 combat zones, Kevin.
Every president has always sent somebody else's kids.
Kevin, death is final, and we understand what we sign up for. But when you got a president,
I got to run. My time's up. We getting death on the streets of America every day. It amazes me. We can't have that conversation, but we can have the conversation about what's going on in Washington D.C. That just absolutely amazes me. Our kids are getting killed every freaking day in America, and all we can do is think about the one that might happen in Washington, D.C. He's robbing the hell out of his country. Well, that's funny because when the Obamas went in, they were broke. When the Clintons went in, they were double broke. Now they're worth millions of dollars. So who robbed who? He went in there with money already. All right. So I ain't worried about Trump. I'm worried about them folks that went in there broke, and now they come out multi-millionaire. But remember, it is not the falling down that gives you the strength. It is getting up each and every time we fall. There's where the strength comes from. I gotta go. But you guys have a great day. I wasn't kind of motivated till I got here this morning, but hey, hypocrisy. The practice of claiming to have moral standards or belief to which one's own behavior does not conform to. Hypocrisy. Listen to that word. That's what we got going on now. Anyway, see you guys later. Have a great day.